Gentlemen, how are we doing?
A more intelligent looking Chris today.
I was just about to say it's the best I've ever seen you look, I think.
Yeah, best of it.
Yeah.
More intelligent. You can still see my face, though, when I take them off. So.
I would say like the top bit, his head. Best he's seen his head look.
Best my head's look.
Like this.
I polished it this morning.
That's standard, in it? The short t-shirt.
Yeah.
I have got new trainers and all.
New jeans.
No, not new jeans.
They're new.
No.
What did you? When you went into the shop, did you ask for the oldest looking new pair you could find?
Are they actually new?
Yeah, brand spankers out the box.
How do you make things look so
Tatty.
shit?
Yeah, like so
Honestly, and that wasn't even a dig.
so worn.
I can't.
Are we all right?
Yeah, sorry, Chris. We
No,
went
it's
off on
all
that.
right.
Yeah,
didn't we?
we're coming a
Take
bit
the spotlight off me. for a
strong, aren't we?
second. Yeah.
Plum
Feel like I'm a
shorts,
Jack
John.
and Ori.
Pardon?
Plum shorts. Are they
Yeah,
plum?
yeah, they are
Nice fit.
baggy for the testicles. Do you want to see them?
All right. Have you shaved them? Have you shaved
Can
them?
you see him from the angle?
Yeah, honestly, the comfort level is off the
Yeah.
scale.
I tell you what, lovely setting today.
It is, isn't it?
The
One of my
Britannia and
favourites.
Scunthorpe we are, which makes up for the episode that's about to start.
See,
Yeah.
I don't think we are in the Britannia in Scunthorpe.
Are we not?
No.
Is this the Britannia? Oh, the Black Door.
The blood. No, who said it was the Britannia?
We're in the
Well,
so,
we messed up there.
so we're
Well,
in the
we're half right.
we're in the
Yeah.
Black Door, which is in the Britannia.
Yeah.
Nice gaff, isn't it?
Very nice. And they do a midweek movie night.
Oh,
That was the seller.
Honestly, there's Harry Monk flying all over the place in here. They have Debbie Does Dallas on honestly. The cleaners on a Thursday morning are inundated. They're mopping for hours.
which makes up for the shambles of a location that we've got for the episode with David Hillier.
Thankfully, I can't remember what it was called, but loud, wasn't it?
Bleak.
Do you remember when we went in? Because it was very last minute. There were
Always
a venue
is.
that we couldn't. Was there something wrong with one of the venues? I can't remember. They said something had happened. They had a flood or something. We couldn't go in, and we have to find somewhere last minute. And it were. Do you know that? Do you know what it reminded me of? You know that picture with dogs playing snooker?
Yeah.
That's where I imagined it were. I was expecting a couple of St Bernards doing 4-car bragging corner.
Yeah, it's not aesthetically pleasing, is it? And you through this episode, you will be able to hear somebody playing pool.
My favourite bit was when we asked the lads playing pool that were directly below. They were making a bit too much noise, so we kindly said, would you mind just taking your game and playing on one of the back tables where we couldn't really hear?
They were lovely lads, weren't they?
And they were lovely lads. So Johnny's gone to Chris, stick them on the thingy.
Oh,
Chris-
yeah. Oh, aye.
Chris has gone to his hand in his pocket to get a 20p piece out
For him a game of pool.
for a game of pool.
I thought you meant stick them a few games.
Oh, I says, so tomato. I must not have said drink.
Stick them on, you said.
Pay him one on. That was it.
Pay 'em one on.
Pay him one on for obviously moving for us, which was brilliant. Pay him
Pull
one
the
on.
20p piece out.
I'm gonna put it on side at the table.
Oh, you meant pay him a couple of games of pool.
We should have just let them go. Imagine the just put the
Awkwardness.
20p piece on the side of the
Hey,
table.
lads.
There you go,
Hey,
lads.
Tap on the shoulder. That's on me, lads. Fuck me. Yeah,
Rack 'em up.
the setting is disgusting, but the episode's good.
Yeah,
It was ages ago, wasn't it? But
we've not had a bloody
He
good
was
Cockney
brilliant.
on for a while,
No.
and he's a proper Cockney.
yeah,
So the Arsenal stories, unbelievable.
he I think he opened up with about the controversies, wasn't he? So he must have been
Yes.
waiting for us to bring it up.
Yeah.
But we won't spoil it for you.
No, we're not spoil it. We don't spoil it. We've got Danny Wilson on Patreon.
On Thursday, yeah. I think his book's just coming out. Or just come out.
Was out.
It
Yeah.
came out, and that's another the Canio stuff.
It was interesting, wasn't
I
it?
think is it how many years since he pushed the ref over, and
Fuck
obviously you were
knows.
manager. 24 years since
Yeah,
you
was
pushed
it?
him over. Yeah.
Interesting character, the boy Paolo.
I think.
little shorts, didn't he? I liked them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did back then, though.
Yeah. No, but they were incredibly tight.
They don't wear the big ones. You have a look at testicles.
No, you're all right.
I preferred the baggy shorts. I know you didn't ask, but I did. But it'll be interesting with Chef Wed fans on that front. But 'cause
Yeah. Obviously Sheffield
They got a
Wednesday
bit
and
of a
Sheffield
bad-
United and
on the Di Canio thing though, he got
Yeah.
blamed, didn't he, for not
backing
getting him
him.
to stay. Yeah, backing him and getting him to stay. But
What he talks about.
Like, tells you the story.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this might be first one in a long time where the guest might appear. Because I've just seen Ricky Ravenhill.
Oh,
So, you know, when we always say, should we get him in?
yeah, we might actually get
We
him.
might have to get him in soon.
Well, we won't, because it won't be his episode that this is.
No,
We're doing that many episodes, haven't we, man?
honestly, we are working our chuckies off. Working our chuckies off.
Have you seen they're on about doing one of these Netflix series for the Premier League? You know, like the Drive to Survive for Formula One,
Are they?
where they follow all the teams.
No, I don't know what that is.
What's the ones like the individual teams? They're going to do that for all the teams?
Yeah, so it's like the season
All right.
documentary. So have you seen the Drive to Survive? The
Nah.
Formula One one. It's good, but they're on about doing it. So you can imagine, like, managers. There'll be like Klopp's gonna love it, innit? Pep. I can't see Graham Potter being a
Brian Potter.
Graham. I said Graham.
Brian?
Wheeling in. Gee.
It's a 10-foot cock and balls.
Put it in Pennine Suite.
I tell you who will love it. Brendan.
He'll not be in a
if
job.
he's in a job, I
I'll
know.
tell you what, Leicester are going to go on a winning streak now.
I'm
Now
telling
he
you.
knows there's a documentary series coming.
Did you see me on Sky, by the way, on the Graham Potter bit?
Nah.
Oh,
A couple of people let us
made
know.
an appearance, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Basically, well, I messaged him and said, look, I've been asked to do this thing for Sky. Do you mind if I do it? Or do you not want me to do it? He says, yeah, no problem. Please just lie for me, though, and tell them I'm a really good dresser and I'm not tight as fuck. So I proceeded to tell him that he's tight as fuck and he's a shit dresser.
By the way, it's going to be interesting if Southgate leaves, because he's got to get the job, hasn't he? Surely.
What, at the end of the... No,
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Pops to get the job.
Yeah.
if England
Sorry, I
don't do
thought you
well-
meant Southgate getting another job in the Prem.
Nah. Brian.
Brian.
Right, let's have to
we
get
get him
wrapped
in?
up because Ricky's like
We're right, won't we?
Ricky's like a stripper, just looking behind
He
curtain.
could behind the curtain. Should we get that
This
Patreon's going strong as well if you fancy getting involved? Only £2 a month for them 2 extra episodes.
Not really. It's £2.70 a month.
£2.7 with your tax. With your tax.
Yeah.
So who are we getting in?
Danny
I don't know if I'm having a shit or a shave. Is this Hillier?
David Hillier.
Yeah. And Danny's on Thursday.
Yeah. Danny
Yeah.
Thursday, Ricky
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for the memories.
Go on then. Good to go. We don't do an intro. We just go. We just
All
go
right,
straight
yeah,
in.
just do it. Just start off and have a chat, do what you want to do, and ask me whatever, and we'll see if I can
get to
deflect it anywhere. Defect to shields up.
They are a bit of a sticky situation. Them Wikipedia pages, aren't they? Once you.
Yeah. We've had that. You can't edit them. You can't edit them. But it's, like I said, it's nice to have someone here that's got as much on their Wikipedia page as I've got on mine. It's always a nice one. I mean,
That's you, by the way,
it's not often you come across them, John, as you'll know. You know,
I was going to say the same thing
white
about
and
you.
white, Johnny.
Mine's
Johnny
squeaky
Parkin.
clean, to be fair. Squeaky clean.
Yeah, it's nice to have your controversies. Just a couple of dressing room jokes, isn't it? Yeah, I wish they'd kept that to that. But
Like you said, that doesn't leave you, does it?
no, it don't. I get it all the time. I get it on Twitter. I'll get it when I go out. If anyone does recognise who you are, but just in general banter, you get it as well. Like I said, I've been working around people's houses, and one of their young sons come out and mentioned, "Oh yeah, I saw you was on Wikipedia. I saw you was an ex-player," and I googled you and like Wikipedia page. He said, "Yeah, you got some good medals, didn't you? I didn't realise you won this and won that, and then your controversies." And I was like, "Oh fucking hell!" Even then, 12-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid.
We put someone on
So, yeah.
Facebook, and it was like a few people said, "Great player, great lad around Bristol, whatever," and someone just put, "Watch your bags, lads."
Yeah, well, see the bag one. If we can get that out early doors, I'd like to, because this puts Wayne Burnett right in the fucking shit, right? He's we went on holiday, mate, and it was just got to the airport on the way back. We'd had a proper bash on holiday. We went to the south of France. A friend of mine was good friends with the son of the man that owned Saatchi & Saatchi, you know, the advertising company in London, and he had an apartment on the 9th hole of a golf course down in the south of France. I can't remember what it was. I was so off my head. And we took a lot of stuff with us, controversial stuff, so it was going to be a heavy week. Because, you know, in the summer, I used to let my hair down a little bit. Got out there, had a real mental week. Got back to Gatwick. Got our bags. Went to the bus stop. Got on the bus. Got off the bus. Cars there. I mean, 10-yard fucking walk, and this would never have followed me all my life, but I didn't do the 10-yard walk. I looked down at the floor, and someone had left their bags in the bus stop. That was it. That was fucking it. There weren't no Louis Vuitton in the carousel. There weren't someone, you know, I'm fucking, oh, that one looks nice. Yeah, that one looks nice.
That's what Chris said. By the way.
No, that's a fake. That's a looky man. No, that ain't fucking, none of that. I bet he fucking did. That's what they all think. That's what they all think. That's what they all think.
So you were stalking out your pouches.
So, I mean, this story, this in fact, come back. Oh, well, I say not even come back to haunt me. Come back when I was at Bristol Rovers via football again. So 3 bags there. A holdall, which obviously had clothes in it. It was a soft sort of holdall. A briefcase, a leather crocodile skin one.
Expensive.
Like a satchel sort of one. Yeah, nice one.
Crocodile Dundee were visiting.
That's right.
He got a big knife in.
Mate, it was the fucking 80s. It was late 80s. Crocodile was... you must have had the shoes. You must have had some Crocs with a little tassel on. So anyway, bag looks all right. Wayne, my mate, was a proper... He's under 23 coach now at Tottenham Hotspur. Love to get that in. Fucking Tottenham. Yeah, it's Wayne Burnett, right? Wayne Burnett. He's a brilliant coach, fantastic fucking coach. He played, scored the winning goal for Grimsby, took them up through the playoffs at Wembley. You know, he's done well. Played for Kenny at Blackburn. I don't know if
Doesn't ring a bell.
If you played for Blackburn,
apparently, I saw. Who did I see? Who was at that golf day? Who was at Blackburn?
Mark Atkins.
Mark Atkins said he remembered Wayne. He said I remember his wife more. He said she definitely took the wags up to a 10. She was top drawer. He's still with her, by the way. I don't know after this. And so we're standing there, and he's gone, the bags. I'm going to have a look. And he dives straight into the briefcase, opens it up. It is stuffed, I kid you not, full of money. Like, you can't see the bottom of the briefcase for notes, all just rammed in like that, just pushed in it. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's that fucking money. And he was a proper wheeler dealer. You know, I think his proper dad done 25 for armed robbery. His family of all... Wayne's not, you know, I'm not condemning Wayne. He's got to done really well. But he from that background, we was all street kids in London, proper little tea leaves when we was kids. And it never leaves you. So it's like, fucking right, get the bags, just stick them in my fucking car, let's go. Just fucking stick them in the boot. I've got a missus, 8.5 months pregnant at home, right? Just ready to drop. I said, stick them in, let's go. Well, we might as well have waved to the fucking CCTV as we drove out, hadn't we? Because it was right on my car, like that. It was, when they eventually called us into the station a few weeks later, they had me chucking one in, Wayne chucking the other one, and my mate Adam going, yeah, lads, catch. It was like we was fucking around, you know what I mean? And so we gets back to Greenwich, and it turns out it's all foreign currency. It's fucking Danish kroner and stuff like that. It's not worth a lot. It's worth 1,500 quid, something like that. We're in Greenwich, centre of Greenwich. There's a skip there. I said, right, just get all the stuff, chuck it in the fucking skip. Let's be done with it, yeah? Let's be done with it. We've got a monkey each. We're happy. Let's just go. It's not right, I know that. I shouldn't be doing it, you know?
It's an expensive time in south of France.
But we did, but it was costly. And the thing is, the mentality of that street kid where you're brought up from is like, let's pay for that. Like, you know, let's just get it done. So, you know, no one got hurt in the process, blah, blah, blah. Dumped them in there. I lived 15 miles away from that skip. My mate Adam lived about 10 miles away, and Wayne lived about 5 minutes. So I dropped him off, dropped Wayne off, went home. And then a couple of weeks later, 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 police cars on the drive, woo, 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 fucking almost kicking me door down. I'm like, fuck, what the... We got a warrant. Mrs. goes down, she goes to let him in. I said, don't let him in, you know, don't let him in. I've seen this on telly. Don't let him in. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, have you got a warrant? Yeah. All right, let him in. It was like that. It was really like that. I was like, fuck. That didn't work. That didn't fucking work, did it? And they're all really smart, and you know what it's like. They've caught someone like in the public eye, blah blah blah, and they had. No, don't get me wrong. They had. I was, bank the rights, but they didn't need to go through my old house, through every pair of fucking socks. All my baby's drawers got turned out, the fucking loft. 2.5 hours in the house. I didn't have fuck all in the house. Nothing. Moving on a couple of weeks, we obviously went to the station, got charged, blah, blah, blah. Got charged with, the bloke said he had three bits of jewellery in there that he was taking home to his dying mum in fucking Sweden. He said he had a laptop. Now, laptops were like 25 grand at the time. Do you know what I mean? They just, to have one of them, you would have been some sort of god. No one had them. He said, so he had one of them in his bag, obviously. And, so banged the rights. I said, well, how did you know it was me? So they showed you the footage of the car coming out. So we've also got we've also got your fingerprints. I said, you got me fingerprints? So I'd done a couple of things when I was a kid, like, as you do, a bit of a tea leaf. And the old Bill had me fingerprints, and they run a check on a bit of paper that they found in a skip. So I thought, how the fuck did they know that stuff was all in the skip? So anyway, it turns out that someone had been to that skip 5 minutes after we left it there and took the 2 credit cards out of the skip that were in it, that also had a PIN number with them that we said we weren't going to use. And them 2 credit cards got used for another £1,000. All right? Now, I'm not Inspector Clouseau, but a certain person stuffed that bag right at the bottom of that skip that had loads of stuff in it. And for them to get used 5 minutes later, someone must have known they was there, gone there. Apparently, the bag weren't there no more. The bag had been tipped out. There was just paperwork, no credit cards there. So, listen, it's still open to debate, but,
I think it might have been one.
I think there might have been inside information.
Inside job.
Yeah.
It might have been an insider job, which is a bit of a shame. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what ultimately got us caught. Yeah. That is because whatever that stuff was at the bottom then came to the top of the skip. And then there was a passport in there. The guys had a passport in there. The police put 2 and 2 together. Oh my God. And the copper who nicked me at Gatwick. So we went to Gatwick on the day. You have to get charged at Gatwick when you get done at an airport police station. You can't just go to
You're going to go back.
So we had to go back to
Scene of
Gatwick.
the crime.
Mate, he had sandwiches, tea ready for me, didn't he?
Big fan.
Sit down, Mr. Hillier. Oh, massive fan, yeah. Fucking massive fan, yeah.
I could just see your fingerprints, and if you wouldn't mind signing
do
this.
That. Oh, yeah, I've seen you do. I saw your goal against Sheffield. Oh, fucking hell. Seriously, so anyway, transpires 2 years later. I was at Welling. Oh, I got done for it. We all know that. Went to court. So turned up at court. Wayne's mum got us a barrister. I think he charged us more than what was in the fucking bag, right? To plead guilty, and to top it all off, so this takes the cream. Funniest thing happened. We're all in court. My mate Adam is like 6'6", basketball player type physique. He's in a fucking massive unit. There's Wayne who's about 6'1", and then there's little me standing there, and he's got Mr. Hillier, how do you plead? I've gone guilty. Mr. Old, how do you plead? Guilty. Mr. Burnett, how do you plead? Then this fucking tune comes out. Jingle Bell, Jingle Bells tune starts playing. It's Christmas time, right? He's wearing musical fucking socks. And he's decided to fucking go like that right at the time that the fucking judge asked him what he was pleading.
Musical socks.
Fucking Jingle Bells. Everyone's like... And there's people in the gallery pressing the gallery. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Yeah.
What did you actually get charged for then?
So I got charged for theft.
Even though it was just at a random place?
Even though it was in a random place. It's taking the driving away, isn't it?
Well, is this like headline news at the time? Is this front page stuff?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it came, right, it was inside the back spread. I had a friend called Dylan Edwards, black guy, who drove us to the court. So he drove me and Wayne and I had a silver convertible BMW M3 thing, right? Obviously stood out a little bit. And so we've rocked up outside the court, jumped out, Starsky and Hutch style, over the doors, like, gone in, like, yeah. He's drove off. When he came to pick me up, he picked us up out the back. They let us go out the back of the court into the car park. We've gone into the car park, and my mate Dylan, he don't look like me and he don't look like Wayne. It was his picture in the paper saying David Hillier leaves court in a rush after, and it's a picture, but it's not even me. It's not even me. It's someone, and it is blatantly not me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, the thing was a farce from the beginning to the fucking end. Absolute fucking joke. But fair play, old my hands up, mate. It's a fair cop, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But the copper. So I went to Welling United Football Club about 3 years later. Played a reserve game, and the copper was there, working at the game. And he come over to me and introduced himself as Sergeant somebody, where he was a fucking...
PC before.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even know if that PCSO, I reckon.
Right, yeah.
So then I spoke to some other guy, one of the other guys with him, and he went, "Oh, he's a knob." He said he lost his wife over your case, right? He said he got promotion over it. He became so obsessed with it, and it is all he talks about now. He's like, I'm like, fucking well.
What were your actual punishment then?
So we got, I think it was 10 or 12 grand fine.
Each?
No.
Just between
us, and then we paid the fees. And
Would you have taken that before you went in? Would you be thinking?
Yeah, I think so. To be honest, I took a liberty and I shouldn't have done it. But I was still in that process of being a young lad. Do you know what I mean? And in the time when we was playing football, it was all about drinking, girls going out, wasn't it, and partying, and we was in London. So I think that week of doing that had just, sort of messed me head up a little bit. Come back and grew up pretty quick after that. That was the misdemeanor that really livened me up a bit.
Yeah. Where's your Arsenal career at that point?
I think I done all right. We won the league, and we won the cups, and I think it was George was on the downfall.
Right, so George was in,
and then Bruce came in.
Yeah,
yeah. So it was good timing. Fuck, do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I'd have been a goal scoring midfielder, I think I'd have got away with it.
Yeah.
Because you'd have been more of an asset, more of a commodity to the club.
Did they hang you out to dry a little bit?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the journey, isn't it? Like through my career, like what happened with Rioch and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. Any of you had dealings with him? Do you know Bruce at all?
No.
So Bruce, the first we knew about Bruce was when John Hartson came to the club from Luton, because John was at Luton with Gregor, Bruce's son, Gregor Rioch, and he said even his own son hated him. Do you know what I mean? He said, honestly, his dad was like a fucking dictator. He used to send his son on coaching courses in the summer when he was like 14, 15. You will be a coach, son, and he wanted to go out with his mates and stuff. But so he come there, and I knew he was a bit of a dick. But when he came there, the year before, I think McAteer had just left Bolton, so they had a hole to fill, and he was interested in me, and we had conversations with my agent and the club and that, and I could have gone there on proper decent money, much more than I was getting at Arsenal. I mean, I was on shit money. I was on like 800 quid a week when we won the league, when people were on $6,000.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it, and he turns up at the club, the misdemeanor had happened, hadn't it, and all of that, and he called me in. This is how it started. He was such a great fucking manager. The first summer he comes in, we're doing our pre-season, he's beasting us, we're all putting effort in, and I am fit. I'm fucking turning up pre-season ripped, and and he calls me in after one training session, and he says that the club are thinking of buying a couple of midfield players, and I want to start thinking about my future, but not in a kind of in a way that you're nurturing someone, you're helping someone move on, or do you know what I mean? It was like, Yeah, and he turned around and he went to me and he went, I'll tell you fucking what. He said, I was going to buy you last year at Bolton. I'd have made you a fucking millionaire. He went, I'm fucking glad I didn't. And I thought, you cunt. You fucking cunt. How can you start off I just wanted to fucking pop him then. That was it. It just went through my head like, you know what I mean? He's just, how can you say that? I'd had the greatest managers of all time, right? George Graham, Pat Rice as a youngster, coming up with George Armstrong, all of the Arsenal, you know, breeding and stuff like that. And some fucking prick comes in out of who ain't from the Arsenal way, don't know nothing. He don't know how to look after. We was like a family. We looked after each other. If he's got something to say, he needs to look after me a bit. That's what I'd been used to, you know. Merce got fucking looked after. But Rioch had this, you know, he had this smarmy attitude. And, you know, he knew he was going to get Platty. And I think Bergkamp deal had already been done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think he just started it off on a right shitty note.
Needless.
Yeah.
Needless shit.
Absolutely, mate. Because you know what it's like pre-season. That's the best opportunity you've got of getting the most out of every player that year. Is them starting in the pre-season, starting well, yeah, getting a bit of confidence, keeping their fitness. And if you spot someone that's on the up in pre-season, you've got to fucking use him. You've got to keep him going. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought shit management. His training was shit. It was all based on what he did as a player. You know, I used to do this. I used to beast myself. After training, I'd go and do 6 box-to-boxes. So we're all going to do 6 box-to-boxes. Oh, fuck, mate, you know, it was just...
Was that? Could you see that as a running theme? That maybe the lads that he didn't fancy, he was just rustling feathers?
He did. He upset a few. He didn't fancy John. So he didn't like John because obviously he had that relationship with his son. Great story. We played Villa away. I think Tuesday night, John had just done a double-page spread on. He was leaving Arsenal. This is when him on the way out. He told us all. He came in on the Friday. He said, "Look, lads, it's all coming out on Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be in the paper. I've got 20 grand for it. Right? I'm going to tell you now. I took the fucking money. I've hung him out to dry. I've said everything. I've said what I've got to say about him, about how he feels. Done it all. And we had the game on the Tuesday night, I think it was, at Villa Park. And come off the coach, we've all got changed. I can't remember how the result went. John's on the coach. John, Martin Keown and Tony Adams are on the coach. I don't know what you used to have after games, but we'd have like a little pasta meal from Sainsbury's or something, but there'd always be a little starter of smoked salmon and prawns or something like that on every little table. And the guy that used to serve us, Pat, was walking around doing all that. And John sat down and he's just got his knife and just picked up his knife. And Rioch's come in, he's gone, "You fucking prick," something like that. Started the conversation and John's looked up. And John's a fucking unit, right? And John don't take no shit, mate. John's proper. And he's got the knife in his hand. He went, "What? You fucking writing stories about me, you this, you that. I'm going to finish your fucking career and I'm going to do this." And then he turned around and went, What, you going to do me with the knife? Like to John. And John went, "I don't need a fucking knife." And he just... Sorry, I've knocked your mic off. So he stands up. There weren't a microphone on the coach. He stands up like that. They're ready to go at it. And then all you see is Martin Keown by the side of him, Tony Adams by the side of him, and then I just stood up by the side of him like that. Obviously a bit smaller, but that was what everybody had his back, mate. Everybody had John's back.
Oh, so everybody was...
Everybody had John's back. It was like, God, if you just fucking make one punch, it means we can all fucking get one in we can get one in legally. Do you know what I mean? No, you can't do us all. We're allowed to get one in. But yeah, he didn't make a lot of friends.
He must have gone down the front of the bus thinking, "Fuck me, I've lost this dressing room here."
Yeah, but he was so arrogant. I don't think he did. I think he concentrated on looking after 2 or 3 players and playing to those 2 or 3 players' strengths, and he got away with it. I think he knew from the start he was an infill until Arsene Wenger came. I think Wenger said, "Look, I'm going to sweeten you by..." I think David Dean said, "I'm going to sweeten it by getting you. You're going to get Dennis Bergkamp this year, David Platt. You know, we're going to get you some good players so you can work with them." But the future was coming because before you knew it, like Vieira came when he was slightly injured before Wenger came. They fucking put him next to me in the change room as well, didn't they? You know your days are out, don't you? When someone, a 19-year-old gets bought for $4.5 million from AC Milan and he's sitting next to you in the dressing room. He turns up and he's like, fucking God, he's a giant, he's a specimen. You're thinking, and he just looks, you know he's going to be fucking brilliant. And, you know, there was no living with that, was there?
It's well documented that Ian Wright didn't get on with him in it. Didn't he say something about, was it McGinley?
Yeah, he was... How McGinley
this is how
played.
McGinley does
I'm
it.
gonna get McGinley in, Joe McGinley in.
Yeah, I think Wrighty. I think it was more Vieira's problem with Wrighty because Patrick was so professional from the start. I mean, even if you had banter if I was having a laugh with someone in the dressing room, you'd be like, shush, please, quiet, do. I'm like, what? It's fucking morning. It's the dressing room. Do you know what I mean? And then when he walk out, you cut his socks in half, obviously, so that when he comes in, he's going to put his foot through his fucking, you know, his Dior sock, and he ain't got an end in it, and he's going to be like, oh, these fucking English men, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it was all a bit cultural change for him coming in our dressing room, I think. So I think the cultural change probably added to the angst.
Yeah.
But I think things when I've heard the John McGinley thing and that, and I don't, you know, I didn't really filter into the dressing room. That
right.
it didn't really get anywhere with us.
Could you sense that cultural change? That the change was coming. The tides were turning, should we say?
Yeah.
With Vieira and everybody.
Well, everything changed. Everything changed, didn't it? The
Were
knowledge.
maybe on the way out.
Yeah, the knowledge and the investment in football was so big now that, you know, I mean, they got Wenger in, didn't they? I remember when they signed Bergkamp, he goes in and he gets like 17 grand a week, and Wright is only on 6, and so Wright is on the fucking door, and he like within 5 minutes because he had a deal that put his contract up. And this is what we were saying about local teams like our Bristol City, why they won't go that step to make extra money. Because once you start paying one, you've got to pay the next one, and they weren't ready for that yet. Not quite ready for it, not for all the youngsters. So they had a lot of young lads in the side who filled holes that they used really well for 3 or 4 years. There was like 4 or 5 of us that sort of filled in, saved them a lot of money. But yeah, the culture was definitely, the training was changing. We had a European Cup Winners' Cup game against Mönchengladbach in, I want to say like maybe the October before Wenger came. And he was still at Grand Passate at the time, but he turned up, he was at the game, he introduced himself, he didn't do no tactical stuff. All he did was gave everybody a fucking little bottle of stuff before the game. This is what the new culture was. Everybody had a pill and a little bit of creatine, and that was the start of it. You know, your bodies are your temples, you're gonna be looking after, you're gonna be maximising everything all the time. And that's when the culture changed. The training went from box to boxes to bounding and like jumping in hoops and spinning and SAQs and stuff like that. It all changed straight away. But he looked after the older ones that couldn't cope with that.
Yeah.
The Boldies, the Dixons, the Adams, they're not going to be doing speed and quickness training. You know, at 28, 29, there's not a lot of point doing it.
Was he all right with that? Was he all right with them?
No,
He was just
brilliant with them, mate.
I think
Brilliant.
he had to be.
But we've heard it before, haven't we? If you don't like it, you're out.
Yeah.
New manager comes in, my rules. You can fuck off if you're not doing it.
Wenger was scared of everyone. Arsene Wenger was scared of everyone in that dressing room. The biggest fear he had was someone coming knocking on his door saying, "Gaffer, why don't you pick me?" or "What's happening?" Honestly, he wants to keep everybody happy. That's why so many people will leave Arsenal and say that he was like a dad to me, because he really did look after every player. He had the players' best interests at heart. He wanted to avoid confrontation. Yeah, he was.
So then, where did in those initial months, where does the respect come from? You know,
Because it could be seen as a soft touch in a way.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was, because the respect came in the results.
Yeah.
The respect came from how the players were feeling, from what the training was giving them, from the new style, that the confidence he gave that back four. All of a sudden, they was allowed to play the ball across the back and not just get it at the right and pump it up into the front. You know, there was the creativity was coming, and everybody got on board. He brought Ray into the fold really early, Parler, as that driving force, that link player, before he'd got the Overmarses and the Perez's and that in. So he had his Parler in there. He was a clever man. I think everybody was 100% behind it.
Yeah.
And because he was He was nice. He was genuinely wanted to make you the best you was.
And completely different, I imagine, from what was going on at every other club.
Well,
what was going on in football?
George Graham, our first manager. When I say our, I mean the group of players that he carried through the classic group. You know, the Bold, Dixon, Adams, Winterburn, Davis, Rocastle, Smith, Campbell, Wright. That sort of the team that George had. We was all brought up with discipline, but we knew that he had our back.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knew that Arsenal had their back. So. But that weren't the case with Bruce Rioch.
Yeah.
Stuart Houston stayed there all the time. He was like the buffer. He was always there, like the coach. You know, he gets the shit. The manager don't really get it. But yeah, it was all being set up early doors for Wenger to come.
Went back to that then. So sorry, Chris. You went back to that then. So obviously, did you start at Arsenal as like 10, 11, 12-year-old?
No.
Had you been somewhere else?
No, I was at Cheltenham and Millwall. Until I was 13, about 12 and a half. And then I started training on a Thursday night at the JVC Centre. Arsenal just had their first indoor centre built into the ground. And it was amazing. So I started doing that for 2 years. I was still going to sign for Cheltenham. They had a coach there called Eddie Heath. He got done in that Chelsea scandal thing. So, you know, the kiddie.
Yeah.
But he wasn't around to get done. He died back then. But Eddie used to... So Eddie would take me twice a week to training for Cheltenham. He was the best man ever in football. I loved him. 6'8", he's just gentle giant. He used to have his little minibus with all the lads in it, go and pick us all up, drop us all home. And he would often do that. And he had this thing, when you got in the bus, he'd give you a Mars bar and he'd put it on your leg and he'd say, don't eat that till after training. Do it to every single lad. And when I think back now, I've got to say this in here because I think it's important. When I think back, you don't realise, but obviously that was going on. I didn't even know. But anyway...
But looking back, you can see...
Looking back, I see that now and I just think, fucking hell, man, you know what I mean? All those times that they come in, chuck your towel to you in the showers when there was no need to. It was outside the shower room door. Why was they coming in? Do you know what I mean? So there was shit going on. And them Chelsea guys, I know Eddie was at Chelsea before, but... so there was a load of shit going on, and anyway, there was a little bit of that going on at the time. Eddie, I didn't know Eddie weren't well. I was going to still sign for Cheltenham, and then 2 weeks before my 14th birthday, Eddie died. I got a message from the Cheltenham saying Eddie East died. There's a memorial day, and it's going to be held, blah blah blah. So I just said to my dad, I'm not signing for Cheltenham now. I'm going to sign for Arsenal. Because they'd offered me a schoolboys. And so I started at 14. And then I signed at 16 I signed for Terry Neal, but a week later I was working for Don Howe. Because that's football, isn't it? Right at the start of the season.
Because of that?
Yeah. And then Don was a great coach. And like I said, Pat Rice, my first youth team coach. Yeah, and it started then. Won the FA Youth Cup, which they hadn't for 20 odd years. So we had a cracking team. Yeah,
tough love in that youth team.
Yeah, I think football was tough anyway, wasn't it? You know, it was about getting on the line, wasn't it? Standing on the line, being ready all the time. I think they was looking for as much as a good a player you was. They was looking for what you could, you know, your passion, your energy, and your commitment to the cause. At Arsenal, they were anyway, to being an Arsenal player. The youth team and schoolboys, the youth team, the reserves, and the first team all had the same training plan every day. Even back then, we'd all be doing the same sessions.
Like George Graham.
We'd be doing the same throw-ins. Yeah, you'd do the same throw-ins in the schoolboys as the first team were doing. You'd be doing the same spins.
It sounds like it weren't always like that at every club, but that sounds actually as if that'd be the normal way. Because if you've got a youth team player who then goes and plays in the reserves,
yeah, that was his.
He knows what his crack is.
Distilling the philosophy, aren't you? From
Graham, that was his process. It's a very simple, uncomplicated. Way of playing football that can get you know, players to come in and fill the spaces when they need to, and you get the progression. But we got sussed after 4 or 5 years of it at the top. Do you know what I mean? People didn't. They knew we was going to go and win the second ball, so they just sit off. They'd pick you off, and then it did become about the technical quality of players and stuff like that. So things had to change. But he had that going from the start, and it was tough. There was a lot of swearing, it was very misogynistic. in its way. It was very manly place to be. Do you know what I mean? Very fucking manly. You know, if you fell over, you was a wimp or a pussy or whatever. If you puked, you got laughed at, and then you still had to run again.
Do you deal with that? All right.
Yeah. I saw your pod with Kevin. You know, me and Kevin are best mates, right? We go back from like 12, playing Sunday football up against each other. And what I've seen Kevin go through in the dressing room, I don't know what he said I didn't watch it all, but I've seen Pat Rice this far away from Kevin's face, spraying, spitting him, calling him all the lazy fucking, you need to do this. And I'll tell you what Kevin would do. He'd go, all right, boss, come on, let's go and do an extra hour finishing. And he'd get the balls and he'd go out and do it. And it was tough, but Kevin will say that drove him. That, you know, he had someone, and it wasn't racist. It was just very manly way of dealing with things. You know what I mean? Get in your face, not slap you around, but almost shake everybody. Come on, very hands-on. Wouldn't happen today. Very physically intimidating, and
the right way to do it. With you going through it, for you.
What's right
for Kev?
Who's right for for Kev? Maybe. I mean, there'd have been another way of doing it, I'm sure. You know, there's more than one way to train a dog, aren't there? You know, you can beat it or you can give it treats. But what I'm saying is, I just think the whole thing around football was male-dominated, power sort of strong place. The strongest will survive. You know, weak ones will get put by. If you did a run and the one who came last would get punished. Why? Why would you punish someone that came last if they weren't just as fit as the others? Now you're going to kill him because you're going to punish him. Yeah. You're going to make him run it again. You know, we used to do a 6-mile cross-country run, and if the coach beat you, you had to run it again. But the coach, George Armstrong, was like a marathon runner. It was like, you know, it's like having Mo Farah behind you. You know, and it's like, why are you punishing people? Because now they understand that people have got different levels. There's all of this. So, but back then it was a very much, come on, the strongest, you know, and all of that. And that was the mentality. And that was perfect for me. They'd even take the piss out of people's, how big you were in the shower or whatever, just to try and, you know, it was all that. It was all motivating you to try and be the most confident, best yourself. That's what I felt that they was doing. And that's what their driver was. And we got success from it.
The other people would see that as bullying, wouldn't they?
Yeah. It's like pushing you down to make you more confident don't really make sense.
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. You don't, why, but people have got more of an understanding now. But what I'm saying was the mentality of us, because of where we came from, we all knew that. We all got slapped by our dads. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've never hit my kids, all right? But my dad used to hit me. My dad, if I'd done something wrong, fuck me, I'd get that left hook. I've been hit across a room before, you know, for drinking a glass of orange juice that was for my little brother. But, you know, and I think times have changed. And I'm not having, my dad brought me up superb.
Yeah.
My dad brought me up superb. I'm not knocking it, but it was a time when that was the culture to do that, and because it was a drinking culture as well, and because it was a gambling culture, it was just so blokey. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So absolutely blokey. It's
finding
world.
A balance, I think, between that upbringing and what seems to be going on today, and as we talked about, every individual person needs something different to get the best out of them.
And kids today are not coming from that background. They're not coming from my background. They may still be, but if they're any good when they're 8, they're in an academy and they're getting looked after, and they're getting now channeled into they've now got a program, a structure to, you know. So I mean, I see what the kids have to do. I play in a lot of Masters games, things like that, and I'm good friends with like Jeremy Ali Adair. He's got a boy at Arsenal. There's a couple of other lads. Pear's got a lad at Arsenal, Mertesacker, good player. Robert Pires, his son, was at Arsenal. Lawrence had a boy who was at Arsenal. They've all pulled him out. They've all taken him out. And the conversation I was having was with Jeremy, and I was saying, why are they coming out now? Jeremy's boy's the only one still in there. He said, I think they don't. The commitment from the kids now is just ridiculous, what they have to do. You know, they're thinking about, you've got 10 and 11-year-old kids thinking about like not playing like that with their mates. They're thinking about, they've got to do this and this stretching session tonight, and they've got to do that on their mat, and then they've got to do their KPIs, and then they've got to do fill out their dietary forms, and their fitness assessment for that week is coming up. And I'm thinking, I was just standing on a line ready to run, mate. On a Saturday morning, on a Sunday morning, on a Tuesday evening, on a Wednesday evening.
And in between being a kid.
Absolutely, in between climbing the cage, robbing sweets from the local shop. Yeah, do you know, playing knockdown ginger, the old bloke that couldn't walk properly. Making him get to the door fucking 4 or 5 times, you know. Probably killed him. But
to be fair, that's good from them, that they've thought about their children more than the children being a footballer.
It's taking enjoyment out of it, isn't it?
But they're in a privileged position, them guys can make that decision. You've got a boy, right? You've got a lad who's potentially going to be a player, right? At 12, you could be thinking, look, he's sorted. He's like, you don't even have to be decent to get £1 million a year now.
Yeah.
You've only got to work for
especially
6, 7 years.
An underprivileged background yourself, you know, if you're struggling along in life and there's a chance of your lad becoming a footballer.
It's just this big net that they throw out, and it annoys me, right? A big net that they throw out, and they catch 300 kids, but they catch 300 families as well. And they all get bought into it. They all buy into it. That kid gets tracksuits where the other kids don't. That kid gets taken everywhere where the other kids don't. Because if they're in a socially deprived area and they ain't got the money, the income, their focus is on the main child, the one that's going to bring the bread in. And at 16, all he ends up being is a good level non-league player. Which is why we've got fucking brilliant non-league levels now. Because everybody's been at an academy. Every player has. Everybody's had much. I don't even know what they do academy-wise, phases of play and all that. I just played football. Yeah. But these kids are clever now, and the level's up there, but the expectation is not fulfilled.
Yeah.
So the families are left high and dry. I think it's a cutthroat business.
So it was your experience yourself coming through with them when you first taste of the first team dressing room and the experience pros? Did you get a bit of
we always
education?
Had to. So you had to do a speech,
right?
Yeah, and you had to include something about the manager. And he was like a dad figure. He was. I would I'd put the porno down when he came in the room. I'd put my porn mag down. I'd stop swearing. Dad's in the room, but. I just made some stupid speech and I slaughtered his cardigan. He had a bad cardigan. It was a bad one. It was like one of them 1970s ones with the zigzags in it. And I said something about, can't you get that at Brighton and you get a little monkey on your shoulder normally, don't you? And they have a picture. Everyone's got that picture, and they when they're a kid, holding a tiny little monkey in a tank top. And he just looked at me and he went, "You're a fucking idiot." He said, "Just go and play the fucking game, what I told you." And I'm like, "All right, boss." Everybody loved it, didn't they? They knew what he'd do. They knew he'd do that to me. And I had a decent game. It was Chester in the, I don't even know what it was. Was it the Coca-Cola or Rumbelows or something back then?
Milk. Something like that.
And I got man of the match, right? And you'll love this, John. It was a great prize. It was a radio cassette football, a Coca-Cola one. Be worth a fortune now. So it's a radio cassette in the shape of a football with Coca-Cola on it. That was the man of the match award of the day.
Was that because you were too young to get
No, they didn't do that then. They didn't do that then. Yeah, prizes. That was a big prize for the cup competitions back in the day. They give you like a I mean, when we won the FA Cup and League Cup, JVC gave us a £500 voucher to go up to Tottenham Court Road to go and spend on some JVC stuff.
On a new washing machine?
Yeah, or whatever. I brought a camcorder or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Like 18 lads all going up there with a £500 voucher into a store in Tottenham Court Road, like all top pros in their league. No one even knew it was us. We just walked in there, walked out. Fucking madness back in the day, and it was. But it shows you everyone was playing for the football, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, they was the golden days.
Do you? I mean, we've heard this. I think Kev said that he felt that he was part of the squad when he was first invited out for a drink on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I've got to be careful with the Tuesday club because everyone was married and one or two are still married to the same people.
You don't have to mention any names.
All right, so we won't mention names.
Well, the wives are there, no trouble wicking it out. Right?
Tuesday club was fucking brilliant, right? There was a little Scottish bloke. He was in there all the time. Yeah, he played for Man City and like. Tuesday Club. Yeah, I mean, Kev could drink. He used to drink Diamond White, which was about 10%, right? And he would have like 10 bottles of it, and he would be normal. But Kev, I know Kev's a beast. I mean, he is. He ain't got. When he used to get stripped off, he didn't have like a muscular body. It was like just someone had carved it on a tree trunk, like just carved little chest lines out and the little things like that, and just made everything really fucking hard. Like everything else was really fucking hard. That was Kev. Kev was a phenomenon physically, and he could take it. My first foray was like 4 pints, throw up, taxi home. But Dover Street Wine Bar, Tuesday night after the Europeans really was our big night out, or any cup games. But you had a certain culture with. I think the South London boys were not real drinkers. We'll probably talk about the fact that I've smoked a bit of dope in time later on. But I think my side of things more the people I came from had a little puff and that, weren't really drinkers and all of that. So in the summer, that's probably what I'd do. And through the season, I was the cleanest out of everyone. I was like not doing nothing. I was not drinking. I wasn't really into all that. So I was kind of pretty sober at a lot of these Tuesday nightclubs. Yeah. I mean, I've walked a lot of fucking my roommates home. Yeah. I've answered the door a lot of times at 5 o'clock in the morning to a drunk man and a couple of fucking people of a different sex on each arm. And I think it was standard for me. Like, go to Hills's room. Hills will be in. He'll be in. He'll let you use the room. And so that was my kind of, a lot of it.
Wandering corridors
like
again.
Yeah. I'll be fucking like, come on. So we've.
Would you still be there? Like, would you still have to be there with the lads if you weren't drinking?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still there. You know, you got other people that didn't. Smudger would be out all night. He was teetotal. So Alan Smith wouldn't even drink. Yeah, he'd be out all night and he'd stay there till 3 a.m. And he would stay, and he was golden. Do you know what I mean? He'd be proper. Yeah, and there was lads that did that, and you had Paul Davis, who we called him the Midnight Mist. He all of a sudden he's in the room, then all the doors are locked, and then he's gone. He's got out of the fucking room. He's just under the door. He's fucking just. But he got in rooms like that as well. So you'd be in a room one night, maybe with a little, and then under the door. What? Is that chill? come in the room. No, it's fucking Davo, isn't it? All of a sudden, you've got a third hand. It's not a bit fucking weird. But we had a fucking great team spirit all the way through. And the great thing was the young lads, like myself, coming to the side, not as good a players as some of the others as well. Technically, we took that on board. We all had something to bring to the table. And I think they'd all appreciate that. There's no one could mark someone out of a game like I could back in the day. Yeah. And I'd done some amazing jobs for that team by doing that. So I'd earned my way in the team by my commitment to giving to the team.
Yeah. What was your standout game on that front where you've gone in and just done a job on somebody?
I had a few. I had a game against Roy Keane at Forest. We played them in the cup. Fucking hell, camped all over him, mate. He was my dream player to play against because Carlton Palmer, perfect for me. Used to rangy, long, simple runs, not clever players, easy to pick off. Roy Keane weren't a clever player when he made runs. He was just direct third man run. That's all it was. It was standard training, into the front, back into the midfield. The other midfielder goes, just track his run, and then I had the ability to get the ball off him, and I could play a pass, so I could just come out of it, just play a pass off.
You've got to be as fit as him though, aren't you? To be able to do that, you've got to be as fit
as Roy Keane. Easily. I was fitter than Roy Keane. In fact, I was so fit that when he got stuck at a nightclub when we was out that night and he didn't get in because he had trainers on, I run back to the hotel, got him a pair of shoes and come back. I was that fit. I still had enough running in, and he owes me a pair of Gucci loafers if he's listening. Yeah. That was how fit I was. But I had a good distance, and I had a good pace over that distance, and I used to pick them off. Best game I ever played, I think, for Arsenal was probably I played against Torino in the quarterfinals of the Cup Winners' Cup over there, and I played against an unknown player called Benito Carbone, if you remember him at the time, before he travelled over here. And he was a sensation for them, and he was playing just as a number 10. So we went out there with a back five, but George said it's a back five, but you're marking him in front, and then when we get the ball, you're dropping in to sweep as a sweeper. So I was like loving it. I was going in, marking in, winning the ball, all of a sudden dropping off, getting the ball back to me, and just had space to go left and right. It's a dream role if you can get it. And he was the perfect player because he weren't a big centre forward. He didn't come and sit on the centre halves, kept going in the hole, and he didn't want to come in. He weren't going to close down. So yeah, I had the best game of my life. Got home, got the shirt, got Benito's shirt, got it signed by him after the game. Got man of the match. And then funny story, 20 years later, my dad had an operation. This is changing the subject. Had a heart operation. Doctor called Dr. Khan. This shows you how dodgy my fucking dad is. A doctor called Dr. Khan did the operation, triple bypass. 6 months later, I'll get a phone call from Dr. Khan. He says, "Oh, David, I wanted to thank you for that Torino shirt you gave me with Benito Carbone's signature on it." He said, "It was so kind of you. And to sign it, thank you, Dr. Khan, for all the work you've done on my heart, my dad's heart." David Hillier, he said, "That was very kind of you." My fucking old man had wrote on it for him and give him the shirt. My dad.
Before he'd done the operation.
This is after. But fucking hell, can you believe that? Like 20 years down the line, I think I've got this bit of memorabilia. Never spoke to my dad about it, and I'll get a phone call out of the blue from a doctor who says, "Thanks for this shirt," for signing it. So yeah, that was my best game, and I've lost the memory that I had from it because of my old man. So yeah.
Some characters in that team, eh? Tony Adams,
Yeah.
Merson, Parler.
Yeah.
Must be fucking nuggets of stories on them three alone.
The stories are more just drinking stories with them. You know, we went to Meon Valley Golf Club. This was quite a big thing for me. It was Paul Davis' testimonial golf week. We'd had a good week of dinners and bits and pieces for Davo. Ended in a golf day, all in the summer. The gaffer had taken us to Meon Valley Country Club at the end of it in Port, down in Hampshire. So gets on the coach. We have a fight first of all, don't we? First thing we do is have a fight because we're all drunk. We've all played golf all day, and Mickey Thomas and Lee Dixon are pretending to be Chris Eubank and whoever he was fighting at the time. And Mickey Thomas did a really good impression, like Chris Eubank and all of that. And so I come in and I just fucked around. I was like, "Come and stop it, guys," fucking around like that. And the dicko just fucking smashes me straight in the face, doesn't he? Literally, like bang, right through my tongue, bit through my tongue, fucking claret everywhere. So then I just fucking start fighting. So three of us are having this mad fight. Everyone's piling in. Tony Adams at the front with a gaffer like that. Both of them drunk, asleep at the front of the coach. Just let it go on, lads. That's how the trip started. It ended with Merce in a bar opening a fire extinguisher on a girl that had just chucked a jug of ice water over him. And then as he lets the fire extinguisher off on her, he steps back onto a bar stool that goes up, hits him in the groin, right, that puts him out of the start of next season. But then... this is days when the police didn't get called. I don't know how we got away with this shit, right? So it's all gone off in there. There's a fight starting. Baldy and Tony always got involved. Always like fucking like that. Straight away, like two fucking colossus. You're not getting past us. The centuries. What do we need to do to sort it? Because they could sort it. They were sober enough always to get money out or to... Anyway, gets worse that night. Merce and Tony... have carried on drinking. They go back to the wrong room. They haven't got the key, so they kick the door open. They go in, and there's a woman laying in the bed, just on a weekend break at the country club, 3 days in, screaming the hotel down, like, this is all in one night, right?
So Tony Adams and Merson have kicked some random woman's door in?
No, yeah. They thought it was their door. They thought it was their room, and neither of them had the key. So they booted it down to go in there, like, because that was like, this is our room. It is down. There it goes, and they're in there.
It is a ball ache walking back to reception, though, isn't it?
There's still something going on in reception at this time. So in the reception at this time, Colin Pates has fell asleep on a chaise lounge. This is our last night at the Meon Valley Country Club, and they loved having us there. You know, it was a really great. And then I don't know how it happened, but in the morning, Colin Pates wakes up on this chair, and Colin Pates had he was quite gifted in the old department, right?
Massive cock.
Yeah, one of them. But he had a lot of skin on the top of it, right? So Jimmy Carter decided he'd fill it, right? You know the little balls you get that they put around the artificial plants, that are like little fucking marbles? He put about 30 of them in Pates's foreskin, right? So Patesy wakes up with this big, heavy weight sticking, fucking like that, and he looks like, and he's laying in reception. Everybody coming in the hotel was seeing him.
What, his old man's out?
His old man's out. It's full of these things in the end of it that Jimmy had stuffed in it, right? And David Dean came in and just swept up the mess.
We got him out.
Weren't even a...
with the tweezers.
One, two.
That's how we do. Yeah.
So you know how many were in.
And that was football at the time. That was it. He came in, and on the Monday morning, no one heard nothing. No one heard nothing.
So the David Dean, the chairman.
David Dean, yeah, he was a chairman. But we used to. There was loads of things like that. I mean, George, me and Kev got called in by the gaffer. Kevin had this party at his house. And Kevin was a really good friend with this girl called Karen Brady. I don't know if you know Karen. So Karen was, at the time, was working for the Sunday Sport or Daily Sport, whatever it was. And she had access to a lot of girls, you know, all the girls in the sport. So Kev said he's having a 21st birthday party. And I was his main man. Like, obviously, we'd done everything together as lads. So he planned this party at his house. And he had these different themed rooms, you know, with different things going on in each room. Turned up at the party, and there's like 10 blokes and 40 page 3 girls. That's it. That's the party. Right, 10, 20 blokes. 10, 20 blokes.
I think even had a fucking nick to that party.
There's a garage full of beer, a barbecue with only king prawns, right? All you can eat is king prawns, champagne and beer, that's it, right? Kevin, and it's this big party. We have this party. I'd recently moved in with a girl, not my wife, we'd had a couple of years apart, and I met a girl on holiday and brought her back. She stayed at home. Kevin had this party. I went to this party. It was amazing, right? It was amazing. It was amazing. It was. And at one point in this party, there's a photographer that used to be for the Sun. He looked like a bit like that bloke who'd done the races with the long hair who did the tic-tac. John McCriddick. He looked like him. He was a photographer for the Sun or something, and he come to do it. Right, dirty perv. It was right up his street. Right up his street it was. You can imagine, like, greasy hair, little glasses, like, right, dirty bastard. So he's come in there, and there was one picture in particular he took, and it was me and Kev in the middle of all of the girls, and they're all got their tops up like that, right? And it's like, well, there was 30 girls, so that's 60 tits, and me and Kev, 62 tits in a picture, right? Right? And it is like, and a bottle of Grolsch in each hand, and we look at each other like that. Fucking, what are we doing here? Like that. So about 3 weeks later, fucking George Graham calls us in the office. He says, I've had individually, calls us in one at a time. He said, there's something going to come out. I know you're with someone, Dave. He said, there's something going to come out in the paper on Sunday. So it's going to be a picture of you with a load of page 3 girls. He said, so you might want to pop to your local shop and buy every fucking copy of the paper before your missus does, right? Or your dad or your mum, and tells her. So I said, all right, Gaffer, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. So Kevin goes in. He says the same to Kevin. Kevin comes out and he goes, all right, Kev, hold on, come back in here. So I was like, what the fuck? And it was quite a sharp tone coming out, and Kevin's gone back in, what the fuck? And Kevin's in there for like fucking 10 minutes. Thinking, what the fuck's going on? And he comes out and he went, do you know what? He's just fucking stood there and had a go at me for fucking 10 minutes about that fucking party. I said, what do you mean I had a go at you about the party? He said, why I didn't fucking invite him. He said, yeah. He said, why weren't, he said, 10 minutes he's been asking me why he weren't fucking invited. And that was the kind of like looking after each other, you know, getting the best of your players, and we followed the same sort of route that he'd come from as well.
Yeah.
You know, he was a bit of a charmer, old George. So there was plenty of opportunities.
Everybody who's played for him just talks about how much they loved him and how he distilled that togetherness. And was that part of it? Like, obviously, he'd let you, he'd give you a leash. You know,
I'd give you 50 quid. He'd give you 50 quid to buy drinks, and then he'd discipline you for getting drunk.
So was there a discipline element?
It was carrot and stick, isn't it? And it's fucking carrot and stick, and that's what it works, you know. We go like that a little bit, and you get a bang on the head, don't you? And you go for it a little bit, and you get a tap on the hand when you take too much. And I think that was what we had was a good balance of players who accepted that as his rule. That's the way he ruled. Like I said, it was the same all the way through. It was the same from the youth team all the way through.
So what are the boundaries though? Like when do you get the tap on the head? Because like,
well, you never know, do you?
With a
When do you actually, what was there an incident where you're like, it's gone too far and the lads have ended up getting fined a couple of weeks and all that? There must have been somewhere, just like...
You'd think a foreskin full of ball bearings would be too far.
In the middle of a hotel reception, kicking a door in, there's a fucking poor Doris in there, petrified.
62 tits in the paper.
we pre-season tour. We went on tour to Sweden. Jules liked Sweden, but we used to go to Sweden every year. And it was his daughter's wedding one year. He says, "I'm leaving 3 days in." He says, "I'm going back." It's her wedding. Stuart's going to take over for the rest of the trip. We was like. So first night out, they had bendy buses in Sweden years ago. We fucking commandeered a bendy bus, didn't we? After a night on a boat, got a bendy bus. We got every person we could find at every bus stop. Got them on the bendy bus.
Who's driving?
And took them all back to the bus driver. Oh, right. We got him as well. He was involved. He couldn't get out of it, and we made him drive all the way back to the hotel. We got like 72 people got off a fucking bus. There was only like 15 footballers, and we got everyone back into the hotel, and we was partying, and he couldn't stop it. No one got done for that. No one got done. Everybody was nice in the morning, and everybody was happy with what they ended up with and who they ended up with, and you know.
Well, do you think he just looked at it and just thought?
Let him
no
have
fucking point.
I just think the lads were almost kind of respectful in the way we did it. It weren't
respectful in the way you were disrespectful.
It weren't a dirty, nasty, seedy, like we're going out being arseholes and being flashed with money or anything like that. They just had a really good time, and the gaffer was happy to do that. But knowing the next morning you put it in. Because it was old school again. I told you it was the one. You know, it was sweat it out. I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world, isn't it? You really need to go to bed. It's an illness when you've got a hangover. You're poisoned. So you know you can't sweat poison out. So yeah, it was just that culture, but everybody was able to operate in it.
You know, on a
and
Tuesday,
the foreign boys couldn't.
Sorry, Dave. On a Tuesday, I think I've listened to someone. It might have been Parler talking about you were training at Highbury, and he knew fine well that you were all out, but he'd get you running. Basically, earning your Tuesday out.
Yeah. Tuesday. Well, a lot of the time we'd like maybe he'd get us in at the club on a Tuesday, and we'd do a double session, and we'd do the stands and all of that. But then straight after that, it wasn't me, because the thing that I always had with Arsenal, I lived away, right? So I lived over in Welling in Kent, and I travelled to Arsenal from there every day. So it was a 55-mile drive home from there. So I couldn't really afford to go to the Bell and have like sink 6 or 7 pints after training like they would. But I tell you what, mate, being in that warm up I always made sure I was at the front of a warm up on a Thursday and a Friday. Because if you was at the back, it's just like fucking fumes and smell of beer and alcohol. It's like being in the bottom of a barrel, honestly. And it's just the smells coming from the front, and the boys cope with it. I mean, Ray was a demon with the drink. He really could smash it with the lads, and he got in early. There was that little gambling culture, so there was 4 or 5 of them that gambled. They'd all be a bit closer than the rest of us, and I tend to migrated with the black guys. Really, probably.
They weren't as big a drinkers.
No, they weren't, and because of a cultural thing, there was more West Indian, Caribbean. It weren't the sort of thing they did. They'd sip rum punches if they went out, or have rum and coke or something like that. And that was probably my thing. Brought up in South London with them boys, whereas the North London and the Essex sort of boys and that they was more into their gambling and a bit of drinking and
more into the Caribbean cuisine. You're more
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
don't.
the herbs and spices and
Yeah, the Bob Marley cuisine. Yeah. I mean, it used to catch up with me in the summer. But listen, I'm pro. I'm pro it, so I'm not anti.
Yeah.
I'm not anti marijuana at all. I think if it weren't for people taking the piss with it, and it does obviously run organisations and people get hurt because of being in the business, I think they should legalise it. It's got medical benefits for people. If taken the right way, even if it's not CBD, even if you have it as normal cannabis, it's still got the CBD oil in it, so you still get benefits. But that's for another conversation. We're in Bristol, aren't we? I'll go on a march soon. There's always a fucking march in Bristol. It's fucking it, isn't it? There'll always be something to fucking march for.
What was the crack when you got done with
unwashed.
it? When you got done the drugs test?
So I lied, didn't I? I told them I just passive smoked, and I got tested on the Monday morning. I think Gary Lewin said they're here, blah blah blah. I just went and took a piss, like you do. But I'd been out on a Saturday night. We got beat by Millwall in the cup. It was fucking shit. Really, everyone was really depressed. It was in my own area as well. I was a Bermondsey, like South London boy, and I went out in Bermondsey that night. And I was giving it a bit large. I was buying champagne. I was doing this, doing that, being a right twat. And yeah, someone just said, "Oh, do you want I've got some weed." I don't even think it was weed back then. I don't think they had it back then. I think it was like the hashish or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had 3 or 4 puffs on it outside and went back in. Monday morning, as soon as he called me, I thought, "Oh fuck, here we go. It's gonna, you know what I mean? I'm fucked here." But then I thought, "Oh well, Mercy's been done for coke. I'll be fine." So, and I went there. I was injured at the time. I'd had the test don't go through for weeks and weeks and weeks, so you don't get taken out straight away. You know what I mean? They've got to test your sample, and then you have to go back to the place and they test your second sample in front of you, which I think is a bit. Just do it, mate. It's just bullshit, innit? Like sort of rubbing your nose in it. I know I'd done it, and I just said to the club that. And this would be the first time I've told anyone this, so exclusive for you. That I said it was passive smoking. My brother was quite a heavy dope smoker. He was a bike rider. It was in my house from when we was kids, like mum, dad, friends smoking it. It was just a thing. People would sit in the front room. We wouldn't even think about it. It wasn't a thing. My brother then got in. I just said I've been around him a lot. I've been in the car with him, and they accepted that because it was a really low level. It was, it was just literally 4 drags on a joint. I never did it during the season. I'd have a puff when I went on holiday in the summer. If we went to Spain, I'd always just get a little bit when you're out there, a bit of party, and I got done with it, and they basically said you've been out, you haven't played for 6 weeks because you've been injured, but we're going to say that's fine. So officially, I've not been done I've not had a ban or anything from football for smoking cannabis.
So they owed you 6 weeks into it as
So it was like a in lieu of sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
So you would have got a ban though.
And I got secondary tested straight away, and it was fine. And I got target tested for years after that.
Yeah.
And they was all fine. So it was like
you kind of can't mark your card.
Yeah, listen. Like I said to you, it's a fair cop, innit? I hold my hands up. If you get caught, you get fucking caught. You do the crime, you do the time. And as with the bag thing, I learnt my lesson. Fucking the next 10 years in football, I didn't have cannabis in my system.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was done. Just an idiotic way to learn it.
Yeah.
Again, naivety, just being a stupid kid, like coming from the area, and just a bad decision.
Any crack on Perry Groves?
Any crack on him? I fucking hate him, ginger twat. No, do you know what? Me and Perry get on brilliant now, but I hated him when he was at Arsenal. He used to give me so much stick. So he used to take the piss out of the way I spoke. So because I hung around with the black lads, I'd go like, so now and again I'd kiss my teeth, or I'd go, "Yeah, man, that's cool," or blood clot or something like that. I'd do that, right? But that was where I was from, and then I'd hear fucking someone in the back going, "Blood clot, blood clot." Yeah, man. Fucking Perry. Fucking cunt. He's a twat. He fucking. We had playing five-a-side once, and he was in goal. Right, he was in goal. And I did say it out on a pitch, and I don't know, I think I nutmegged Kevin Richardson or something like that, right? And Richo was a right. He was one of them, like, he thought he was like your dad. He'd tell you all the things you was doing wrong, like, oh, Dave, you've got to know what you're going to do with it before you get it. You've got to open your body out, you know. You want to take that with your left foot and turn out that way. I'm like, fucking shut up, Kev. I fucking just want to play football the way I play football. You know, just... But anyway, so, yeah, Kev was like that. It was, and Perry playing this game, and I nutmegged Kev, and I went, there you go. And I said something smart, and he tried to have a hack at me and took me out. And I'd gone, what the fuck, man? Like that. And Perry was in the goal, and Perry went, what the fuck, man? Like that. And I just went, I just ran straight at him, straight at the goal. And you know the five-a-side goals are only that high, aren't they? So me and him both just went with the goal over the top of it. I just straight line clotheslined him, took him out, and was going to... And then when we was on the floor, he was going, I'm going to tell the gaffer that you smoke spliffs. I'm going to tell you smoke spliffs. Like that. I was like, fuck off. Ginger cunt. And then, so he goes off to me and goes Southampton and hurts his Achilles and all that and blah, blah, does what he does. And then it turns up, I'm 36 and I go to a Masters game. We're meeting at the airport. I'm walking over to all the lads, they're all standing there. Fucking Groves is straight up, I can see him, kind of. He still had hair then, and he was like glowing like a fucking Belisha beacon, like fucking. And I'm walking over, and he turns around, and he goes, "Ilzy, is that your bag?" First thing he fucking says, like, talk about start off. He goes, "Ilzy, is that your bag?" And I'm like, fucking hell, Perry. I went, yeah, all right, son. Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. And do you know what? Get on brilliant with him now. Fucking get on like house on fire. Yeah, we do the Arsenal TV together. We do the lounges upstairs. Yeah, we have great bands. But it's funny, like, when you're in football, you know what I mean? You hate everybody at times. Yeah. But when you come out of it, it don't really matter. It was just part of something we was really lucky all to do.
I think he spoke about when Ian Wright first signed that he might have thought he was a little bit too big for his boots, so I think Perry Goes took it on himself to wind him up in a way.
Yeah, but how do you wind up someone that is just fucking brilliant? Do you know what I mean? And
was he a bad trainer, Ian Wright? A bad trainer?
No, I don't think in particular. He trained to what he needed to train to. I mean, but no, we never had no bad trainers. Everybody would take the piss when Stuart was there. They'd always, like, if just the coach, you was left with just the coach, it'd always be, 10% less, a bit more banter, a bit more jokey, a bit more of a laugh. As soon as the gaffer come in, no, that wouldn't happen.
It might have been, did you have a yellow jersey and they were just giving it to Ian Wright to wind him up, even though he wasn't that bad? Yeah,
we'd done that, and he'd be constantly put. I think when he came, I was only just in the side anyway, so I wasn't really established, and it was still very much, when you go in and you got like fucking, like David O'Leary, 650 fucking games, and I'm in the circle, because we always used to have a circle every morning, 2 in the middle and youngest in. So it'd always be me, I'd be the first one in, and you'd never leave your foot in on David O'Leary, would you? You'd have respect for him. So, you're kind of always like looking, so you don't really see that banter. There was a few bits of banter in the circle, but to 100% back each other when we was out, when we was on the pitch. You saw it, what happened at United. People off the bench coming in for that fight when Irwin took out
91.
Yeah, it was just, I was 18. I think I was 17th, 18th man. I think I got one kick in, but I just wanted, and we were such a good team.
When was this?
When we had the fight when we got points deducted and won the league. Yeah.
How was George Graham after that? Was he like?
So there's that famous bit of footage of him telling us outside of the training ground, right? That we're sitting outside London Colney, all lined up, and he says about us, the press are going to be on you now, but I'm going to be there to get out of your back and this, that, and the other. Well, before they came in, he was going, the fucking press are coming, right? They're a bunch of wankers. He said, they are fucking doing this to you, they are doing that to you. And he said, and I'm going to deal with them. And as they come in, he went, hello, guys. He said, yeah, there you are. You can film all this. It's all going to be nice. And it was proper propaganda. Yeah. You know what I mean? He done a nice little piece for the press. He would never wash his dirty linen in public. He never chastised any of us out there, but in the dressing room, we got it off him. And I think that was where the balance and respect came from with George.
Because you knew that he had your back.
He had he had the right kind of players from the right backgrounds as well. It wouldn't work now, would it, with the players where they come from and, and their preciousness.
Quick breaking play, we don't do many, but when we do, it's a worthwhile message. No VPN.
I don't think we've ever all been sat with us legs crossed before, have we?
No, how do we look, Matty?
You like it?
Do you like it?
It's
What about this?
Hands on knees.
quite formal, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what, no VPN sorted me out this week because me Sky went down.
What?
Oh.
Sky went down. They were through to quarterfinals of Australian Lego Masters.
Oh, no.
I was pulling my well, if I had it, I'd be pulling it out.
Yeah.
Got on the laptop, bounced my location over, started watching it from Australia. Yes, I did.
It's one of
Back
them,
of the
innit?
net.
That Lego Masters. Like, I've only seen a couple of things, but it's addictive, innit?
Oh, is
so,
it?
like, if you're quarterfinals, you're thinking, I need to watch the semis sharpish.
Are Terry and June going to get through? That's the question. They've got a big gnome to build.
Yeah.
And they're on the clock.
Was it worth bouncing your location
Oh,
in Australia?
was it? I'm looking forward to the semi-finals next week.
Can you
And if
still
you-
get a better rate on Netflix?
You can.
Mexican Netflix
Yeah,
is
yeah.
cheaper, isn't it?
Oh, Arriba.
Well, those who don't know what NordVPN is, you can bounce your location and watch them shows in different countries. You can also, like Chris said, you can get cheaper rates on your Netflix, etc. And
Military style.
military
I think that's the
style
first time I've been able to get it in.
security for all your passwords, your bank details, all that information that you don't want people getting their grubby little hands on.
Cut the chase, Chrissy.
What is the offer?
Oh, we've got an offer. The link's in the
This is
description.
up there with the best offers we
Yeah.
give,
I
by the
agree.
way.
Yeah. The link's in the description. 4 months free. Yes, you heard me right. 4 months free. Shake those heads in disbelief.
I can't catch me breath.
And a 30-day money-back guarantee. Say no more.
Like, what we cannot do anymore.
That was just the emoji, wasn't it? Hands in the air.
Hands in the air.
Phil-
Enough said.
Your boots.
Links in the description. Obviously, unbelievable success you had in them years at Arsenal, but it must have been a massive disappointment to miss those cup finals. Was it FA Cup, League Cup and Cup Winners' Cup?
Yeah. Not all in the same season, obviously. But yeah, I missed the... Yeah, it was... For me, the Cup Winners' Cup final was the biggest disappointment because I played so well. It was that game we spoke
Torino.
about earlier, the Torino game, when I'd done well in the quarter final.
Yeah.
And we've gotten back to Highbury. I think it might have been 10 days later, could have been 2 weeks within the time frame. And we done this little thing that they couldn't cope with. And it was a little move that George had worked out that in the first game, that if I came from that position off of Carboni, I was now a spare midfield player and I could pick the ball up from throw-ins, basically from throw-ins or little passes inside from Lee Dixon and just nip it round the corner to Ian Wright. Right, so that was how simple our game was. Knock it round the corner and then Davo or whoever's playing in the centre mid links up with Wrighty. Worked a dream in that first game, so I kept coming off spare for the throw-in from Dicko and I was just putting the ball in the corner every time, just lifting it in. Well, they're not stupid, the Italians, are they? And they'd obviously looked at the video and I think that I was targeted in that first 5 minutes. The first one I went to put down the line, he came in, one of their players, and he just nailed me 2 studs straight in my ankle. I went off the pitch. I had I ended up having 10 stitches in my ankle. I had a cut right on the knuckle of my ankle that opened up, just split open, like literally just opened up like an eye. Doc Sash took me in the medical room at Arsenal, give me the old rag that was by the side of the thing, said, bite on that, I'm going to fucking stitch it. No time for anaesthetic or nothing. He puts 2 stitches in, and as he's doing them up, one of them just pulls through the skin, and that hurts. and Gary Lewin come in, and he just said, what the fuck are you doing, Doc? And he went, I'm going to stitch him up. He went, he can't fucking play with that. And I was like, come on, stitch it up, stitch it up. So they had another go, spent 5 minutes, couldn't get the stitches to hold.
Yeah.
Next one broke. They didn't have the right, they was using like cat gut or some thicker stitch stuff than they had. They wanted nylon, didn't have it. Said no. So I think I was targeted straight away, stop him from doing that. Not targeted to be taken off the pitch, but certainly stop him from doing that.
Yeah.
Paid the price and missed out on the final. But the 2 cups, Jimmy Case done me at Southampton. So I don't know what it was. Must have been in the February, because I think the League Cups played early, innit?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it must have been Feb. We was down at the Dell just before half time. He was getting on a bit, Jimmy. He was, old, deaf, like fucking, I wanted
Sound like an old spaniel.
yeah, he was a bit of an old spaniel, and I just wanted to smack him. Do you know what I mean? I was a young kid, and I thought I could show him. But he's fucking class, mate. Fucking class player. He could drop off. He had the right timing. But what he did was he knew how to look after himself. And 5 minutes before half time, 50-50, he's just delayed going in a little bit. He's let me get there first. Boom, straight down my shin. In dressing room, 4 stitches in my shin, half time. Took centre, come back to me, played it square to somebody, got the ball back. As I got the ball back, bang, same leg, same knee ligament's gone. So 2 minutes before half time, 2 minutes after, he done me, mate. He won't have another.
I didn't get him good enough before half time.
Yeah.
How long did that keep you out? How long did that keep you out?
3 months. So about 3 or 4 months. So that was the medial on the right. And I'd already done that twice before. So I'd had 3 medial collateral tears. The other one I did at Sunderland.
Wasn't Bally, was it?
No. I'm trying to think who it was. I went up for an header. Someone come down and just landed on my leg. Did that. But yeah, that was the disappointment. I missed those 2 cup finals. But got to say, joined Bristol Rovers 6 years later, and we had a lad called Neil Arndale playing for us, right back, little fucking stocky lad, and he went out with a girl that lived across the road from me. So we was good mates. I used to take him to training and all that. Went to playing in a reserve game against Brighton. Guess who's on Brighton's team sheet? Jimmy Case. Fucking Jimmy Case.
73.
He was player coach there, and he was playing in the resis, filling the space in. I says to Neil Arndale, I says, fucking Neil, I said, if you get a chance, fucking do him for me, will ya? Fucking do him. He put me out of 2 fucking cup finals. So Neil, and I mean, Neil he was like into taekwondo and all that, was a kid. So he knew how to look after himself, and he was a fullback. He was like, right, sort of bustly. He's gone up for an header with Jimmy in the midfield, and he's just gone crack straight in the side of Jimmy's head and nutted him, right? Fucking knocked him out, didn't he? Not only did he knock him out, within 2 minutes, ambulance was called, it drove onto the pitch. He'd fucking knocked his ear implant into his fucking ear.
Oh, so you were deaf?
He were deaf. I thought you knew. He had an hearing aid. So it wasn't a joke. I wasn't a joke at the beginning. I thought you knew he was fucking deaf.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was deaf. He played with an hearing aid. Neil had fucking nutted his aid straight into his ear and smashed it into his fucking claret coming out of there and everything. I felt a little bit guilty. I went, you all right, Jim?
He says, pardon.
No, he turned around and he went, you still missed 2 fucking finals, didn't you, wanker? No, but yeah, and I think I had a lot of respect for Jimmy. Obviously, he was one of the players that I brought up with, looking at my dad's era sort of thing, Casey McDermott, all of those. And then it filtered down to someone, yeah. And so you got a bit of payback.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like we talked about before, when the Bergkamp started coming in, did you get that feeling that maybe your time was up?
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't compete with their technical play in the midfield. There was no way I was doing what Bergkamp was doing when the ball was coming to me. And you feel it's breaking down on you maybe, and you're not suited to this role, and you couldn't do the things that maybe the manager wanted you to do. There was more travelling with the ball. I was never a traveller with the ball, which was a big part of the game I think Wenger encouraged. Although what you'll do is you'll see him, it's very much pass and move, but on that first touch was just to carry it into spaces and get away from people. Vieira on his first touch nearly every time would take it forward away from people. Bergkamp goes on about his first touch. I think I was finding it more and more difficult to compete technically with the players. So, and like I said, Rioch came, writing was on the wall from the start of that season. Then I got bad management, really. I shouldn't have gone to Portsmouth. I should have just stayed out my term at Arsenal and gone on a free at the end of the year and picked up $500,000. That's what I should have done. I should have just gone greedy and just said, fuck it, that's what I'm going to do. But I never had that mindset. I've been brought up as an Arsenal player who played for the shirt and for the love of football. Do you know what I mean? And you're fed that all the time. Sometimes you've got to look after yourself. And I hadn't looked after myself. I hadn't looked after myself in contracts. And I'd signed everything they put in front of me first time. Every contract I just signed. I just wanted to be playing football. And I had an agent who didn't do the best for me. He just wanted 25 grand from Portsmouth. And to be fair, Portsmouth doubled my money. So I went there and had a decent ride for a couple of years. And then, you know, Terry Venables and fucking Fenwick. So yeah, just went from party to party. Yeah, I just went from a nightclub to something that opens at 6 a.m. to carry on the day, like a spill or whatever they call it. Yeah, that was it. You know, it just went from one to the other.
Did the like you said, that culture just continue?
It just fucking continued. Yeah, it continued.
Venables, did he have much to do?
He was a fucking ledge. He was a ledge, mate.
Yeah.
I saw him on the first day. He turned up in his Bentley TV1, his number plate. Said, they said, he's come to do a promotional video because he's bought the club for £1. Right, so he's walking around with a cheque with £1 written on it, like that fucking, and I'm thinking this is surreal. We saw him before we played Leeds in the quarter-final of the Cup. He came in and done this magnificent training session, one of the best training sessions I've ever had from a coach, like technical about the opposition. It was amazing. I'm not joking. We went and played Leeds and absolutely fucking battered them, right? Battered them. And we got Chelsea in the semi, in the quarter, and he's come in on the Thursday to do one training session for the Chelsea game. Brilliant session. Made the mistake of coming in before the Chelsea game, and he said to us, he said, whatever you do, he said, all that training we did Thursday, he said, forget it. He said, just let LeBoeuf have the ball. He's fucking useless. Let him have the ball. Let him have the ball, we'll be fine. So Lee Bradbury and I don't know who's playing up front. Matthias Svensson playing up front. Just sat on the fullbacks. 5 minutes in, LeBoeuf gets the ball, 65-yard angled crossfield pass. Hughesy brings it down on his chest, bangs it in the top corner, 1-0. And for the rest of the game, we didn't have no one there to tell us not to go and close down LeBoeuf. He'd gone up in the stand, and everybody just left LeBoeuf. I think he got 15 out of 10 for the game. He was that good. And he was like quarterback. He was just like that for the whole game. So that he did one good thing, one bad thing, fellas. Yeah. But the best thing he ever did was we went on a pre-season trip, and it was how he turned up. We was in Norway at a hotel that was right on a lake. And he turned up on Terry Venables, who was proper right up, Terry Fenwick, who was properly right up Venables' backside. He said, lads, he got us all together after breakfast. He said, we're going to go down to the lake. He said, the gaffer's coming. He said, the gaffer's coming. We'd got a plane, a train, a coach, another train, and then a boat to get to where we got to, right? Across all these fjords and all this. And he turns up on a little seaplane, comes in, right? This is Venice style, comes in, drives it round, little boardwalk, right by where we were all standing there waiting. This is how much love we had for him as well. And it was the culture of the football back then. He gets off, he's got a fucking straw hat on, he's got a little wicker case, right? He's got a Hawaiian shirt on, shorts, and Jesus creepers, we called them then, but the old like crisscross sandals. And he just fucking walk in like that, like bod. And he just walks up the boardwalk like that. Right, lads. And everybody's like this. You're a legend, Gaffer. You're a legend. And that was, I mean, it was golden. You know, and he went, things like that. Your chairman, because that's basically what he was.
Yeah.
Coming and taking part with you. Yeah, it was fucking brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, I don't see Kroenke coming and doing that at the moment, do you? To be fair, Portsmouth was as close to Arsenal as you're going to get for the culture of the drinking and
who else was there?
The party and that. So Lee Bradbury, Fitzroy Simpson, Fitzy was mental. I had Andy Thompson and Tommy Pethick. We had Robbie Pethick at the back.
Martin Allen.
Paul Hall, Martin Allen.
Yeah. We've had him on, and we've had numerous lads that have played for him. Was he?
Well, I played for him at Barnet, didn't I, as well, a little bit.
mad as a box of frogs as a player?
He is an absolute fucking liability, but I love him. He's fucking like anyone that calls their house Beaver House, just for this, because you know why he called it Beaver House, right? Because that's Martin all over, right? We played a game against Swindon. We're doing a warm up, and he said, lads, line all the balls up there, cross on one side. We'll run over, and then we'll run back, and we'll do a little bit with the ball, and we'll run over and run back. So. We lined all the balls up. He lined his ball up 10 metres further in the pitch. So when we all come running over. As we're running over, gets on our balls, he's a little bit late. So he turns up a little bit late and just drills his ball straight into the fucking crowd from 30 yards away as hard as he can. And it absolutely nails someone in the crowd. And he comes over and he gets us in a little bun. He goes, that'll get them fucking fired up, won't it? And we're like, what the fuck, Mark? You nearly started a fucking riot. That'll get them fired up. That'll get them. I played a game, right? Everton Waterlooville, a reserve game in Portsmouth. Martin's the reserve. I think he was kind of like trying to get into management. This little fucking wanker in the midfield is all over Martin. He's kicking him. He's trying to, and in the end, Martin's had enough, and he just fucking nails him. And then he gets over and he goes, "Don't you ever do that again!" And as he goes like that, he's got vampire teeth in, right? He's got a set of vampire teeth in, and the referee goes, Martin, and he goes, "What do you want?" Like that to the ref, and he's got these fucking teeth in. And I saw him a little while ago, and he went, "Oh yeah, I remember doing that." I said, "Why?" He said, "I just thought it'd be a laugh." He said, I had them in my shorts for like 25 minutes waiting for that fucking tackle. And yet it was a proper set of like, you know what, the ones you go to buy in a shop, not like the sweetie ones. These were like he had a proper set of the fuckers. I'm like, anyone who thinks to do that before a game, like, you know.
Was he any good?
Was he any good? He was good, yeah. He was good, yeah. He was your standard. He was in the mould of like a Rob O'Brien Robson, sort of like, you know, a one-touch, play it off, make that run, go forward, decent striker of a ball, continuity player, not bad.
Came to Bristol later on and never left.
Came to Bristol, yeah. Well, I was at the end when I was on the fucking escalator going down. I'd gone down into the basement, and I was fucking. There was nowhere getting back up, was it? It was flooding. The basement was flooding. Yeah, I'd had enough, mate. I missed that opportunity to capitalise on it financially. I think at that point when I should have gone on a free, because if I'd have gone on a free to Portsmouth, I'd have got the money in my bin. And you know what? I just had enough. I didn't want to be a coach. I didn't want to spend Christmas and every Saturday out. I didn't want to, you know, spend my life being disciplined and, you know, having to do all of what I was doing, looking after myself and everything. And I just wanted a clean break. And we was in Bristol, and it was easy. I had a few quid, so I could last a couple of years. And we'd done all right with property sort of things, with our like buying properties and stuff. So we was okay. Yeah, I mean, there's always regrets. Mm-hmm. And I think if I'd have come along 20 years later, I wouldn't have even got in the fucking Arsenal team. So I've got to be happy with what I got. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be up and honest with it, because I think if that's the case, that's what it would have been. I'd have been out on fairness and equality fucking things, wouldn't I? At 12, they'd have kicked me out for being a fucking little thief and being a little wanker and an obnoxious little twat.
How old were you when you knocked her on the head then?
I was 33 and a half, so I went quite early. But I had a problem with my hip. I had a couple of recurring problems in there. And thankfully, the PFA sorted that out. I got that done when I was 37. I had a resurface, and that's fine. And I went through the same process that I went through at Portsmouth as well, with the administration and the ownership at Bristol Rovers was the same. Sky, Murdoch took the money out of sponsorship out of the lower divisions. So all of a sudden, I think the year that I left football, there was about 400 more people retired from the game than any other year, because the clubs were saying, do you know what, I've got an 18-year-old kid here that I can pay 400 quid a week that can do what you're doing. No respect, no disrespect to you, Dave, but if I want someone to run up and down, you know, I know you bring a little bit of experience, but I don't really need that. It's the Bristol Rovers. I just need someone who can fucking put the shirt on and fill a hole and do the job properly, and that was the case. So that was the end for me. I bimbled around. I went back to Barnet for a little while with Mad Dog. But I couldn't take that. I weren't travelling to London for £1,000 a week. Fuck that. That's just weren't happening. And I went to Aberdeen for a week. Fucking hell. How did I last there?
That's a little bit further than London.
It's a little bit grey as well, isn't it? Fuck me, isn't it? So I went there. I went there sort of towards the summer, so it was sort of 7-8 degrees. It was nice, yeah.
Tropical.
And there was almost daylight at some point. Yeah, sometimes you almost saw daylight. But I was like, I can't be doing this. I've got a young family, and I just had enough, and just thought, I'll just go on a different path and see where it takes me.
Enjoying life now, mate.
Enjoying it, yeah. Enjoying life. I've just remembered one story I have to tell you about, right? Do you remember a lad called Glenn Helder?
Yeah.
This is about team spirit, right? Now this for me tells you about what our team was about, right? So this was when Bruce Rioch was there. So Rioch could not break our team of what we was and how we run things.
Did he try?
He did, yeah. He tried with his training, and he tried with his threats, and he tried with his getting us on Sundays, and he tried with him the way he patronised us and after losses, and always held us up against his model of him. This is how I would have done it. This is how I played. This is how I thought. Well, fuck it. It's not you. It's us. You manage us. You're not managing 11 Bruce Riochs, are you? But we went on tour pre-season. I was rooming with David Platt. I remember him showing off, writing down on a pad what he had in the bank. Fucking wanker. Yeah, he was on a phone call to his agent. He had like it said 1.5 in Swiss bank mils. Right, this is when because he'd been Bari, Juventus, and Sampdoria, hadn't he? And it had Mizuno 700,000 per year written down. He was on over £500,000 a year sponsorship.
By the Bulls.
Right. And he was proper showing off. We're at this pre-season camp, and we'd signed Glenn Helder, right? And Glenn's come in. He's got the fucking body of a god. He is ripped to fuck. So Merce calls me and he said, "We're going to do the fucking ultimate sit-up trick on Glenn, right? Are you up for it? You got to suck him in, Dave. Have you ever heard of it?"
No.
Right. Have you heard of it?
I think I have, yeah.
So we gets Glenn in. Says, Glenn, are you gonna? There's a sit up. You'll never be able to do it. You will never be able to do this is sit up. You'll never be able to. He said, "I'll fucking do anything. I can do anything, man. Look at this body. Look at this body. Fucking look at this body. Fucking look. Look at me." And he says, "No, you can't do it. Well, I'll do it now. No, you can't do it. You have to train for it. It's going to take a few days." So we said to him, he's got to train for it. You've got to do sit ups like this. Sit ups like. And we said, "We'll show you it once, and you're going to do this in a few days, right?" And what it is, they got me on the floor, right. I got up in a sit-up position, like that. He said, "Right, do 20 sit-ups, normal crunches, right? So you do 20. I've done 20. He said, "Right, lay back, close your eyes. Now do 20 to the right, 20 to the left, with your eyes closed." And I said, "Oh, they're getting hard. Fucking hell. Why is it? With my eyes closed, I can't do them." This is what I'm fucking doing, right? "Oh, it's getting harder and harder. Fucking, that's weird." And I go, "Oh, keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed." Right. He goes, "Dave Seaman, jump on him, get a towel over his eyes and pin his head down." So this is all set up. So I'm laying there going, "Oh, my stomach. Fucking hell, that was hurting." Right, didn't do it. And Dave Seaman gets on top of me, gets his towel, pins it across my eyes, holds my head down. He says, "Right, now you've got to push and try and do a sit-up for 20 seconds. So I'm going, I'm trying to push against his towel. I'm going, "Oh, my stomach, I'm getting cramp. He goes, "Right, try and do a sit-up." And I went, "I can't move. I've got cramp, I can't move. And then two of the lads jump on me, put my legs down, pretending to, stretch me out. "Oh, fucking hell, well done, Dave." He said, "You nearly done it." I said, "Fucking hell, I couldn't do the sit-up, mate. I couldn't do it." At the end, I was like stuck. So Glenn's going, "I can fucking do it, man. I can do it. Come on, fucking let me do it. And they said, "No, practice again, couple of days." So a couple of days goes by, we're playing table tennis. Now Mercer's got the sweatiest fucking arse. He is covered in hair, Mercer, right? He is like a fur baby. We just finished training. He's playing table tennis. He's dripping sweat. He said, "Right, Glenn's coming. We'll do it now. I'm fucking soaking." He went, "All right." So we fucking get Glenn on the floor, right? We go, "Glenn, we're ready to do it. He goes, yeah, man. He strips off as well, right, Glenn, down to his little shorts. He's fucking warming up, all of that. Gets on the floor, gets in the position, like 20 crunches. 20, yeah, cool. Fucking hell, Glenn, you're strong, aren't you? Right, close your eyes. 20 to the right, 20 to the left. Right, 20. Keep your eyes closed. This is when is it cramping yet? No, it's fine, man. It's superb. Merce at this time, so Dave Seaman's got on him, got the thing over him. Right, he's got to keep your eyes closed all the way. So when we take the towel off, keep your eyes closed and just go for it. One sit up, yeah? as he's got the towel over his eyes, Mercer's fucking took his pants off. He's got right above Glenn's head, like that, right? And he's sitting with Glenn's nose about that far. Glenn's come from Holland, right? He ain't ever had none of this shit before. He ain't ever had his nose up someone's arse, right? He ain't fucking ever had that. There's going to be a reaction, isn't there? He's going to fucking go ape shit because Bergkamp was saying, don't fucking do it. The Dutch boys are not into this shit. And we're going, fuck off, Dennis, you fuck off. And he comes up, they release the towel and he comes up, like that, straight into Mercy's arse, right into it, right, he's buried in there. He's like, Mercer's just, he's fucking like that, right in there. And all Glenn did was, he got up, got his shirt, threw it on the floor, stomped around the room, cussed and that, and then he just laughed his fucking head off because he just thought, do you know what?
You got it.
I'm in the club. And that's about... Bruce Rioch can't do that. Bruce can't he couldn't have created that for Glenn. He couldn't have done it for Glenn. Do you know what I mean? In the team. And it was... it was ledge. That summed it up.
It's nice to. It's probably not the nicest way to get integrated, but at least you know you're in. You're in then,
Yeah, but you're in.
I've had my nose up fucking Merson's Gary Glitter. I'm in.
Well, it's a bit like when you said about when Kev first got invited out on a Tuesday night. It's like a little stage, isn't it? It's like what you get through. At Christmas, you did it. It started off as an apprentice at Christmas. At Christmas, as an apprentice, we used to get 50 quid off of the bloke you clean boots for, right? Which was a ledge. And normally it was a £50 note. They'd only just come out. And us apprentices on £25 and £27.50 a week, first and second year, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But to get your money, you had to strip off down to your slip, stand in the tub where they clean the boots, like the muddy bathtub, and sing a Christmas carol. I mean, it's legendary. Andy Cole cleaned Tony Adams' boots. And you wouldn't imagine that. Andy Cole was the worst trainer in the world. He did what he wanted to do. If he didn't want to do the warm-up, he just walked. And the manager shouted him and he'd go, just carry on walking. He never did what he wanted to do. But he stood in that water and he brought the house down because he sung the best Christmas carol ever. And it was to Tony Adams. And you've got to imagine the level of respect. Tony was in England's side at the time, probably, captain of Arsenal. Andy Cole, little apprentice, stands in the water and he sings Little Donkey. Little donkey on a dusty road. And he points at Tony Adams and Tony's like, that is fucking brilliant, mate. I absolutely love you. And it's no surprise that he went on to be as good as he was because he was in. He got in.
And distraught.
He must have had a lot of confidence to be strutting about as a young pup. Doing what he wanted.
He was uber confident. I think that's why they farmed him out to Bristol City because he was just a little bit of liability. And Paul Dickoff kind of got a sniff in, didn't he? Got a couple of games in at that time. But yeah, he was I think a big miss for Arsenal in players. He was a fantastic player.
Well,
thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Brilliant.
Enjoyed that.
That's all right. So it's been good. It's been good meeting the boys.
What a career.
Well, there's a lot of cutting to go on now, I reckon.
Not my domain, that. Not my domain.
Is that all right? Yeah. Sweet, mate. Nice one, Chrissy.